Un aplauso para los movimientos.
And we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben. With my Red Bull and, of course, my coffee and, of course, my cig. Now, guys, today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to jump right into it. There's so much news going on how many large corporations and countries are getting into the Bitcoin mining. Now, let me explain this. All right. Why are Russia, China, remember, guys, China's setting up government mining operations, FYI. Asia, Africa, South America, America. There's rumors Riot, the mining company, is going to be purchased within the next 3 months. Now, heard this from a friend on in a Telegram group. He would know. Let's put it that way. He would know. The reason that they're getting into the mining is because exactly what's going on with Trump. Now, for those of you who aren't really paying attention as much as I do, which of course, that's my job. My job is to watch the Bitcoin, watch what's going on, and go forward and explain to you guys what the pluck is really going on. Well, what is going on is all of these nations and corporations realize that they can mine the Bitcoin for half the price of the Bitcoin right now. Think of it. If you're a country and you're preparing a reserve, right? A reserve of something. I don't know, hypothetically, let's say Bitcoin. Let's say you're lining up for a reserve of the Bitcoin. We are, and they are, setting up for the new global economy, which at the fundamental lowest layer of that economy will be Bitcoin and the Bitcoin production. All right. This is, if you know, think about this. This is exactly what happened with oil in the late 1800s, early 1900s. There was an oil rush. That's what led to World War I. Don't let anybody fucking tell you that, oh my gosh, World War I was a necessary war. That's all bullshit. That was rearranging the globe so that oil would be let's say, in the right hands. That's why they went after. That's why they went after Prussia and other areas, right? And also Persia. That's why they went after Persia, was because of the oil. Exactly. Ed, my boy up in Massachusetts, nailed it. Infrastructure first. Bingo. Because remember, guys, all of them know when they announce or when it is known that the government is accumulating the Bitcoin, everyone is going to run to it. Now, you as a country, you can print your own money. Russia can print their own money. What a lot of people don't realize, they think the governments are just looking at this as a reserve asset. Well, what else do we hold in reserves? We hold gold, oil, and now we're going to be holding the Bitcoin. We know Trump calls oil. Why would he call it that? Why would Trump refer to the Bitcoin as the new oil? Because oil was what held up the dollar when we created the petrodollar. Now, if you know your history, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, what did the government and private corporations, what did they run towards? What were they buying up a bunch of land, Texas, Oklahoma? What were they that was the oil rush. That was the oil boom. And what were they doing? Were they looking around for shit? Oil's going to be really important. Gee, let's buy some. No, they were looking where they could mine it because they realized it was going to be the major commodity of the next 100 years. That's why America and Texas, Oklahoma, and other surrounding areas went after oil so hard, because they knew it would be such an important part of the future. And what were they planning for? What were they front running? The Industrial Revolution, right? The advancement of technology that was coming. Here's another phase you have to look at. What is the advancement in technology that is coming, and coming quickly? AI, robotics. AI and robots are going to run off of or be linked with the Bitcoin, because AI is information. It is digital information exchange. That's it. And if your product is digital information, you need something that holds digital values. We are transitioning into a whole new industrial revolution, except it isn't industrial revolution, it's AI and robotics revolution. Because I want you to wrap your heads. All right, for years, we have used inventions to replace labor. All right, We have used technology to replace this. That big old muscle right there. You think, good Lord, God, don't look right at it. That thing's huge. We've replaced muscle. But that is not the most valuable sector of the economy. It isn't muscle anymore. It's intelligence, it's brains, it's digital intelligence. That's what has replaced this. All right? Because now this robotics are going to replace. In fact, all of this is going to be replaced with robotics. And everyone right now who's watching this show, you are looking too small at what the Bitcoin is. Looking at it, dollar value. There we go, I'm back. All right. You're looking too small at the Bitcoin. You're looking at it as just the dollar value. No. Look at it as the network value. This is the largest network in the world, and it is decentralized, right? And when you're looking at it, price is irrelevant right now. What you have to look at is power. It grants those who own it and those who produce it. All right. Well, what would you say is or the most powerful in reality countries in the world in the last probably 80 years? I would argue Saudi Arabia. I would argue the countries that produce the oil were the strongest countries in the world because they produced the most needed commodity in the world. Hang on one second. All right. Now, those countries were powerful because they were producing the energy of the physical world. All right. That's what oil was. It was the energy reserve of the physical world. The Bitcoin is the digital reserve for the digital world. Look at it like that. This is why Trump says it's the new oil, because it is the economic lubrication of the digital system. Drill, baby, drill. Exactly. Mine, baby, mine. And those who set up the the largest mining operations will be the most powerful countries in the future. Because, and you guys have heard me say this before, right now we have GDP, gross domestic production. That's going to change. It will be gross Bitcoin production, which will actually be equivalent to how much energy we produce. This is the future. We are looking right? What you hold in your wallet, the Bitcoin is the most valuable asset Mars. Where the fuck is Elon going? To Mars. He, and let Atlas. Have you guys seen what's going on with this 3-eye Atlas thing? It's shooting lasers out of it, and something from the sun is shooting at it. Is it me, or are we like heading towards War of the World? Why the hell was Trump and all of the military bigwigs in Guantanamo for an emergency meeting? Do you guys know where Guantanamo is? It's in Cuba. Not that far from Florida. Guantanamo Bay is not exactly the fucking Hilton. All right? No one's swinging down there to lay on the beach. There's some serious shit going on right now. Whether you look at what's going on with the Bitcoin, have you seen the hash rate? All right? Every single week, we've hit a new all-time hash rate. Someone's asked, huh? Tersepatide, or yeah, I guess that's what it's called. Close enough. Look, check out their website. Right, hang on a second. Oh, there we go. All right, this is what's the reason the hash rate is actually going up so quickly, because that is a representation. While everyone else is price, watch the hash rate. That is that you should be looking at. Is the hash rate going up? It's going all. All right, this internet's annoying the hell out of me. But don't worry, because tomorrow I will be broadcasting from CALIX Solutions in St. Louis. So I'll have a good feed. All right. This is what I want you guys to realize. The hash rate is going up. The price always follows the hash rate, because the big players that we're all sitting there like, man, I bet they're buying a bunch of Bitcoin. They are buying some Bitcoin. goal is to mine it. All right. Look at the biggest oil man in American history, Rockefeller. Was he, let me go out and let me buy a bunch of oil? No. The reason he was one of the richest men on the planet was he produced the commodity for the next 100-year economic layer, oil. The Bitcoin is the new economic commodity for the future. AI, robotics, and human value exchange. Folks, have you seen the dollar? Have you seen the price of gold? All right. This is where the Bitcoin's heading. But listen to me. There's a reason a bunch of countries aren't out there getting ready to set up a bunch of gold mines, because that would take years. They have to find out where the hell the gold's at, get the permits, get the equipment, get the ship. Years. When they can actually set up a mining operation in like 3 months, maybe 6 months, and have it up and running with little labor and a lot of money. Because remember, when you mine the Bitcoin, right now, the average price of mining the Bitcoin is 40. So you can produce something for 40,000 and you can sell it for 110,000. That's a damn good return. That's where this is all. This is literally the gold time to buy and mine the Bitcoin. That's why I'm launching a mine. That's why we have our loans, right? Everyone watching right now, we have non-KYC purchases of 941-13-8080. We can. That's so important right now. Shit. Okay. Now, the reason that this is all happening now is because the dollar, right? The US dollar and the bonds are in deep trouble. Why do you think the European Union is actually like, hey, we need to launch this digital dollar here soon? They don't want us launching our digital dollar. They hate the Bitcoin, right? This is the new economy. This is the future. And everyone's trying to front run everyone on the mining of the Bitcoin. And that for us is good. That's why I'm getting into, because so All right, I'm going to explain something to you. In the future, all right, when you actually make a block, when you resolve a block, you choose which transactions goes in that block. That block on the blockchain is digital real estate. All right. How much is digital real estate in the largest network ever? How much is that worth? Billions. Because in the future and coming soon, there will be companies that are mining the Bitcoin to solely auction off the information area of the block. Folks, that is coming. And also think about this. When you mine for Bitcoin, is called a clean coin. It has no transaction history to it. It's a clean coin. Those sell at a premium. A brand new coin, the Bitcoin, sells at a premium because it has no transaction history on it. Think of it like this. If you have an old coin, all right, an old silver whatever, and it's all worn and it's all kind of rough, that roughness, that wear is transaction history. That's what that is. Me handing you that coin, you dropping it on the floor, picking it up, wiping it off with your finger. That's transaction history of that coin. But if you have a brand new one from the mint that has never, ever hit circulation, that's worth more. That's what these coins, that's why as this happens, the more and more fresh coins that roll out, they'll be worth more and more because there will be less and less of them. My friends, part of the mining rush is we have one more happening that each block releases at least one full Bitcoin. Think about that. Have one more happening until we are under one Bitcoin per block. Is it one or it might be two? Wait. I think it's two. All right. This is what is so important. This is what is so important. We are two happenings away from no more creation of a whole Bitcoin. Everything will be a fraction. Never exist another whole coin creation. Think about that, folks. What if Treasury said, all right, guys, this year's the last year we are ever going to ever produce a silver dollar. how much would those silver dollars actually be worth if they were the last ones ever produced in whole? Now, they say, well, we're going to offer you, we're going to offer a silver nickel, or we'll offer a silver dime, but we will never make a whole silver dollar. That whole silver dollar would be valued more, because it would be actually priceless to hold one of the last whole Bitcoins ever created. Mark my words, folks. Mark my words. In the future, people will purchase the Bitcoin on a hard drive, or on some way of holding only that one single Bitcoin. So it has no transaction history. You're not going to go to the mining company and have them send you actual Bitcoin. You're going to go there and they're going to hand you a thumb drive. There's your Bitcoin. And when it's released from the block, it will be transferred onto that thumb drive and held there. And that will be that's also part of this. You gotta let your mind with this, guys. Run with it. Realize we have found digital gold in California. All right, except it's global. Now everyone's running to California to mine the gold. We're in the gold rush. All right, we are in the sheet, right, of the gold rush for the Bitcoin. No. All right. So I have to mine it myself as opposed to buying it on an exchange for it to be a P70 rate. Yes. Now I see exactly what you're asking. Well, no. You can actually purchase it from a mining company. Right? The mining companies are the new, I guess you'd call them the mint of the world. Right? All of the mining corporations and the single miners are the new money. Unlike the old days where the U.S. Treasury Department would call up the mint and go, hey, print up 100,000 silver dollars. They can't do that anymore. They cannot do that anymore. Now, everyone who wants the future money has to produce it. Because, guys, I told you, they are using the futures market to suppress Bitcoin price so they can accumulate as much friggin' Bitcoin as possible because this is the war. This is the mining war. This is the war for the Bitcoin. And that's why Trump, listen to what Trump has said. I want every single fucking Bitcoin made in America. I want made in America Bitcoin. I want to make all the Bitcoin here in America. Because he knows that this is the future monetary unit of the digital economy. And I have had people say, well, he's going to use XRP. Are you fucking crazy? So you're going to tell me Trump is going to work his ass off to decentralize the system, to just centralize the creation of money at Ripple. That makes no fucking sense. Now, I'm not saying Ripple won't be used. Yes, there will be some retards who are like, yeah, Ripple's good. But, retards need their community too. I have nothing against retards at all. I encourage them, use Ripple. Ripple is very good for retarded people because it's easy to understand. They make XRP, I buy XRP. They don't have to look into it much because it's not really technologically interesting at all. This is the future, guys. This is me in 1880 saying, oh shit, get some land and find you some Earl. This is me saying, get you some Bitcoin. Get you some Bitcoin ASAP. All right? We at my clubs, we can actually get you a loan to help you buy Bitcoin. We can refinance your house and get you some Bitcoin. We can sell your liver and get you some Bitcoin. Well, I don't know about the liver thing, but I'm looking into it. There's got to be someone over in China. Such the time to get into this and keep going. All right, 941-413-8080. Give us a call and let us show you and get you some non-KYC Bitcoin, or as I like to call it, freedom Bitcoin. Everyone, have a great day. I got a shit ton of work to do. Give us a call, 941-413-8080. Give us a call and say, hey, how can you help me get some more Bitcoin? That's our job, folks. Everyone, have a great day. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. 941-413-8080. Bye-bye, guys.
Bien, un aplauso para los niños.
Look.